So let me pull up my screen. Okay, so just bear with me while I get this on full screen. I hope it shows up the way I want it to. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Looks great, Leah.
Okay, great. So welcome to Water is Medicine. This is my personal journey from loss to healing. This is how the water met me. I honor each one of you, not just for showing up today, but for the courage it took to be here. May this be a space where your struggles are alchemized into strength and your heart receives and gives freely. So I'd like to start this class with a breathwork protocol. So if you feel like you've been running around today, we can just center ourselves before we keep moving forward. So we're going to be doing a breath cycle, an count of 6 for the inhale, holding it for 2, and exhaling for 4 for 3 cycles. So when everybody's ready, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 1, 2, and exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, you can go at your own pace if you need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold for 2 and exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And the next one, I'll just remain silent. And we can come back to center whenever everyone's ready. And if you have water, of course, we always do a toast because I find water is so holy, it's so cleansing, and it helps us restore us to our sovereign selves. So I also say, like, if you can whisper a thank you to the water, it's amazing medicine. So I'd like to open up the mics now to invite you to share a moment where a struggle became a stepping stone or to share a win.
I have one that's a little bit of both. I actually have two, so that are actually both. Last night, I helped the gentleman in Florida get the loaner machine hooked up for his mom. It was the most complicated faucet I have ever experienced. There was a point in time where I was actually myself thinking that it wasn't going to happen, because even the bathroom faucets that he had were the kind that had different threading, that it just wasn't, there was no adapter that was going to do it. But he was a star. He was so committed, and like, for his first time, it was like, what learning curve, watching him do everything, and even like agree to try out my crazy idea of wrapping plumber's tape around this female part of the hose that was coming out, that I'd never done this before, and he did it. And there was the tiniest little drip of a leak, so we wrapped so much plumbing tape around that mother, and then finally, like, it worked. It was through, literally, we were zooming, and so I was just amazed because he did it. His parents were like kind of skeptical at that point because we'd already experienced like water on the floor, there was a leak, and so we got through it. And then I got to give them the rundown, and I am just so grateful that we didn't give up, because now the loaner period is started, and I'm actually going to get in contact with him after this call and send them some more information and just see how they're feeling, because he's really passionate about the water. So it just means everything to me that he was able to actually do it. Like I was doubting myself, or that it was going to happen. So that was a really big win for me. And then I'm coming to you from the 40-day green juice feast portal, and I'm on day 9, I think, and it's been my best one yet. And this is the longest I've ever gone on a solid food vacation. So I'm so proud of myself and so glad that I feel really good. Thank you.
That's beautiful, Amanda. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's next? Anybody?
I'll come out. And I just want to shout out you, Leah, for stepping into this space where you're at right now. As someone who's been doing this for 6.5 years, I still get nervous before every one of these. And I'm just it's so amazing to see you share your voice. And you're such a committed member to our community, just loving everyone up constantly. And just want to just shout you out and say, I hope you celebrate yourself massively after this call. A win of mine that I will share is we decided that we're going to be giving free water to people here on Maui because a lot of people buy water with their SNAP benefits. And I was just, and they need it, right? And so we decided today, like, oh my gosh, let's just have people come in. We're already doing a food drive at the well. And I was like, let's just get people to come in with their water and fill up when they want. And there's also huge controversy right now happening on Maui with water, not just water rights, but contamination, wells, aquifers, everything has been emptied. Basically, it was empty for a while, but right now it's just it's the water wars, and we're just noticing it big time here on the island, and super grateful that we're able to offer free water for people. So if there's ever a reason for you to get a well started, there's another one, right? So I'm excited to hear how this water has helped you and the ripple effect that we're all putting out into this world. Thanks, Leah.
Thank you, Destiny, for having me. I'm excited. So and if anybody else wants to share, hop on. Otherwise, I'm going to get started. So, oh, we did this already. So this is the slide I was supposed to go on when we were talking, but that's okay. I made slides for pretty much everything, so I didn't miss a beat. So thank you for your patience and me navigating this presentation. So the water met me at one of the lowest points in my life. I reached a breaking point in the summer of 2024. I consider it the summer of refining fire because it really shaped me into somebody that you see before you. I was always hiding until I had to face these deep challenges that made me actually come out of the woodwork and allow myself to be seen, held, and supported. I dealt with rising cortisol from heightened stress levels, sleepless nights, and my body just yearned for a sense of peace. This water was a blessing in my life. So I dealt with grief pretty heavily. I ended up connecting. I'll tell you the story about connecting with the water right after this, but I was soothing angst. I had a lot of deep-seated sadness and shame and grief and other negative emotions that flowed through me for most of my existence, from my experience on Earth here. So after losing my dad in August last year, and getting injured from 17 years of doing deep tissue, took a toll on my body and I burnt myself out. I lost my dad to suicide in August, and it's something that I never saw myself having to deal with. And then when it hit me like that, I didn't know where to put any of the sadness and grief at all. So I spent time near the bay in prayer. I ended up going there just to pray, allow my emotions to come. And I faced many moments of self-doubt, asking, why did God choose me to be a caregiver for most of my family and to stay by them when I witnessed so much disrespect and so much pain? Um, so I chose to release it instead of resist it and allow grief to become my grace. I made a conscious decision to not become a victim, but to take the things that I learned in these challenges and the sadness and alchemize it into love and to be open. I supported my body's natural rhythm with molecular hydrogen. I felt completely different once I got the machine, and then when I upgraded to filtration with it, my whole entire world changed. Amazing. Oops, I went too far. So I also soothe my mind and renew my spirit with living water every day. Definitely a base in my spiritual practice. I love water so much. I now consider it like my church. I have it right on my countertop every single day. So I implement it into a gratitude practice every morning. And that has shifted everything in my world. And now it's just up to me to shift my language and everything else that follows, right? So the divine appointment. I had been circling Enagic for probably a decade before I ended up connecting. I was very intentional with how I was going to invest in this well-being product that I knew about for so long. And I'm all intentional and feely, so I felt like the timing was divine because I had an opportunity to buy way back and backed out, and I was like, no, this isn't the right timing. And I waited and waited and waited. And so I'm going to share how the water met me at the most opportune time of my life, especially when I went through the hardest moments that I know so far. In the middle of probate, I said yes, not to a product, but to a promise. And I said yes to life again, essentially. So the divine appointment was meeting Cassandra through Instagram. I was following her for a greater part of a year, and I just noticed something about her. She held such a sincere presence that I could actually feel. And she was a mom of a single boy, just like me, and I felt like such a camaraderie in that respect. She was walking in faith already when I had already lost that connection with the divine. So I find this a very spiritual evolution in my, oh, how do I get back? I'm sorry, everybody. Okay, I went way too far. Hold on. Let me exit here. I am going to go way back to this one. Okay, this is the one I wanted. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Oh, from current slide. Okay, I hit the wrong button. Learning curves. Okay, so the one thing I noticed about joining Evolution Era, I love this group so much. You guys are my family. I lost my family just so I could, I don't know what I was doing, but I just trusted it, right? So I leaned in and instantly resonated with Cassandra because we were both spirit-led moms. I was rooted in the Christian faith growing up and branched off from all the indoctrination of the church, stepped out of it, and wanted to go on my own path. And I feel a lot more centered now in my belief system. So we share a passion for unschooling and faith-centered living. Cassandra's guidance taught me humility, empathy, and accountability, which you're seeing here. Resistance is where the magic happens. I resisted doing this. I did, but I said, oh, shush, we're not going to listen to that anymore. We're just going to keep going and showing up. So this is part of that. I'm leaning into the resistance of not wanting to and hiding it. And this is my past pattern. So breaking patterns and building new neural pathways is also part of this whole journey. So so resistance is where the magic happens. And then I reconnected with God's word and the beauty of true community. So God's word, I actually got rid of all my Bibles after all these bad things happened in my life because I was like, you know what? I just need some clear space, like a clear slate, so I can hear myself. And that's really what I backed out of. So I reconnected with God's word recently just so I can have snippets of those wise words that I can share, sometimes with others that need to hear a message, or if I need that peace in my heart. So she introduced me to Evolution Era and the Global Magic Network, which was completely overwhelming. I was just like, oh my God, what did I just get myself into? I just thought I was getting a product, but I knew that this water was so much more than that because I already knew about magic, right? I just didn't have that tangibility to understand how big it actually is, right? So yeah. So I began unveiling deep subconscious beliefs and renewal through added mentorship. I was introduced to Experience Genesis early on in my journey, and that had me sit down for an entire 10-hour a day weekend, just unveiling other things that I have been mulling over and over and over and over. It's all self-talk. And so when I started talking better to myself, I started showing up more and more and more. So I continue leaning into guidance that strengthens my faith and my self-trust. So I took a leap of faith by saying yes to the water and chose myself first, and God met me there. It's the only way I can describe this because the water is so sacred to me. So the saving grace is the molecular hydrogen water. And as many of you know, Kangen means return to origin. If you change your water, you can change your entire life. I chose faith when everything felt uncertain. In the darkest moment of probate, I was barely holding on. I really lost my mind a few times and lost grips with like the reality I knew. I was so closely woven with my family, and then I experienced betrayal, and then lost my dad. It was almost like I experienced a very violent pull of my previous existence so I could be opened into this brand new one. And it's something I can't always explain in words. So I followed my divine instincts to protect my family's legacy home. I trusted God's guidance even without knowing the outcome. That's faith in action. So I just leaned forward. My fiance beautifully crafted a lot of the probate declarations that were necessary to save our home in the first place. So I'm very thankful that we were connected. This struggle gave me a real and raw foundation to build my water business from. So going through probate and learning how to serve as personal representative of my family's estate was the foundation that helped me actually rise. And I was actually able to have my voice and share what I believed in for so long and believe in it and just keep going forward. I said yes to molecular hydrogen as an act of surrender. The water actually allowed me to open my vessel to more possibilities. I showed up to the convention. I decided to say yes to more experiences next year and setting myself up for yeses in my life. I experienced renewal in both mind, body, and spirit. So I continue to unravel, and the water continues to help me as I age. And I'm going to be 45 years old in March next year, everyone. And I don't know what it is, but I feel more youthful now as I'm aging. So I get to find out more things that I may love because I haven't experienced that much. So I'm excited to see where this water is going to take me. So I believe this water safeguarded my cells and reversed the negative effects of stress, and it continues to do so. And again, I chose myself first, and God met me there. It's a constant. So the science of a miracle, molecular hydrogen. We always find our breath and voice within the water. True hydration became my ministry and a way to restore divine order to my body. Research shows how molecular hydrogen may help reduce cortisol levels. It's a selective antioxidant. Molecular hydrogen selectively neutralizes highly toxic reactive oxygen species like the hydroxyl radical, otherwise known as free radicals, without affecting beneficial ROS. It reduces oxidative stress. By reducing oxidative damage, hydrogen helps protect cells and mitochondria from injury. It enhances antioxidant systems. Hydrogen can help activate the NRF2 pathway, leading to the increased production of the master antioxidants such as glutathione. It reduces inflammation. Hydrogen administration has been shown to decrease inflammatory cytokines, which are often linked to oxidative stress. So we're going to go into some of the science behind why Kangen water is so effective against oxidative stress. The secret is in the microclustering of hydrogen. I shared a link from where I sourced some of my research that I did on it. It's an amazing molecule. They call it the God molecule for a reason. So regular water has large microclusters, molecule clusters. It limits cellular absorption. So that's why most people are chronically dehydrated. The Kangen water molecule clusters are small clusters, which have the ability to penetrate cells and hydrate and rejuvenate the body on a deeper level. And on the right here, we can see a regular water molecule and a Kangen water molecule and how different that looks. I just love the tiny bubbles in the water, and everybody does, you know, I'm like, woohoo! It's alive with hydrogen. It's amazing. So the contrast versus emergence, I kind of touched on this earlier. So I used to hide and not share my voice. I always felt shamed to just speak my mind. So my deeper relationship with the living God has helped shape me like clay in the potter's hands. I wanted to quote a Bible verse that's been with me my whole entire existence, Jeremiah 18:6, because it's like that. We never stop evolving. We never stop changing. We always grow, and this water is a carrier, as in a messenger of truth, right? That can flow through our bodies at a cellular level to open us to more possibilities. So my life today is quite different than the life I once knew. Nearly a year since probate closed, now I'm living with my fiance, my son, and mom-in-law together in my family's home. My grandparents crafted this home in 1950, and I love living here. I love staying in the place that my family left for us. So I'm grateful to continue that legacy. So filtered structured water now flows through copper pipes every day in our 75-year-old home, thanks to my fiance, Christopher, you see in the picture. He's a handyman like I've never met before. He's a go-getter, and he wants to learn everything he can and more. and just be a manifester that he is. God's faithfulness continues to carry us through. I believe that wholeheartedly. And yeah, I think relationship with the divine is a lifelong journey anyway, and everybody has their own way of being. Every day we reach for harmony and deeper peace. We meet each other in the rawness of life every single day. We talk through things today like I've never had to talk through things before. The difficulties and the hardships, they come out, and we still love each other in the end. So I'm going to return the mics to all of you. I'd like some, maybe if you've been thinking about some shares, you can come out and say those. So I'm going to bring about some core principles I see in the evolution era team calls. I would like to speak to reverence, sovereignty, and reciprocity. I've noticed something in this community that has been unlike any other community I've actually been immersed in. As a respectful community, I notice people really deeply caring about each other, caring about the people that they meet to get the water. I partnered with another mother, which is amazing. She's an amazing mother of a single boy as well. Or she actually has a daughter, I'm sorry, but yeah, she's phenomenal. And I'm just so blessed to have her up-level her life with molecular hydrogen as well. So may the living water rise within you on a cellular level. It's nourishing your faith, your family, and your soul's calling. May you walk forward with grace, strength, and humility, and know that what you give and receive shapes not just your journey, but the entire world around you. Thank you for sharing this space, for opening your hearts, and for allowing me to witness your becoming. We are all called to steward the earth as never before in history. One by one, we are able to change the outcome of what was set into effect long ago through raising awareness, through faith, and through love and action. I want to close our gathering today with a verse that has spoken deeply to my soul since the day I was born, March 28th, 1981. Now the earth was formless and empty, and the darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. Genesis 1:2. Thank you all. Destiny, do you want to say anything?
Thank you, Leah, so much for holding this space and sharing your life and your heart and everything with us that you did. Yeah, if anyone wants to come out and share something, I know that there's a lot of people in here that resonated with some things that Leah said. We have some time left if anyone wants to come out and connect. This isn't being streamed, so feel free to be vulnerable as well.
I just want to hop on and tell Leah how proud I am. I love that you got in, you shared your voice with your potent message, and just to see how far you've come in the past year is really incredible. So I'm just really proud of you, Leah, and you're such a value to this community. So thank you for sharing. I love the way you weaved all of this message together.
Thank you, Cassandra. And thank you, Destiny.
I want to say something, if you don't mind. I don't speak on here. I struggle every day. I've struggled for years. And somehow I'll just say this, everything happens for a reason. Celia found me when I was looking for the water. So eventually one day I hope to feel strong enough to share more. That's all I'm going to say.
I resonate with you, Wendy.
Hey, it's Ariel. Yeah, I feel like I typed it in earlier, but there's a lot of parallels in our journey, Leah. It's not the same story at all, but it was just really trippy to me to hear you kind of lay it all out. And there's just so many points of connection, even though we have like different stories. And so I was inspired by that. And I also appreciate you bringing in your faith and, just speaking on that. I also live a faith-centered life and I'm growing in that. And so yeah, I just appreciate you bringing that into this space. Thank you.
Thank you, Ariel. I really appreciate you sharing. Anyone else?
I just want to say thank you for this beautiful share and agree that you have come so far. And when I first met you, when you joined in the community and what you were going through, it really is so amazing to see how the water has moved through you and you move with it now. And you just taken command of opening yourself to more yeses in your life. That resonates so much with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda.
I also want to just honor you, Leah. Will you explain like what your life looks like right now? Because you kind of tapped into this last week, or maybe it was the week before, of what you have going on in your life and how you're still able to show up with the posturing that you do of like, yeah, this is what I do. And yeah, I would love for you to share it because I know you're a really busy woman. And I want that to give insight to just what we can, what all of us can do. And I want you to, I know that you will inspire a lot of us to hear what your life looks like right now.
Sure. Thank you for the prompt, Destiny. I appreciate that. So I have been a full-time student at Tacoma Community College since 2021. I was originally going for a sonography degree. And then when I got the water and I already had my own home massage business, I thought, well, I'm just going to go for a business degree instead because it felt more aligned with what I was doing. It's really funny how the water helps align us in that way, but I am going for a business associates and it's going to be really inspiring because they also have social media training, which I love. So I'm doing full-time credits and working part-time as a massage therapist again because I was allowed back to a previous employer for part-time work to pay the bills. And I am very intentional with people I want to partner with, so I stay consistent with my online presence and just making simple posts. Like anytime I have a free moment, I'll just throw a simple post on my Facebook and Instagram pages to let them just be out there. I've had a few people circling my field, and I noticed on my insights, because I check those regularly, that I do have like 90% of non-followers watching me. So then I know like it could be at any time somebody could just reach out and be like, hey, and I know it's going to be all different in my body. And I don't have to feel scared. I don't have to feel anxiety over it. My son does homeschool full time, so I help guide him through homeschool. He's 6 years old now, so he's learning like a sponge, and he's a math whiz. I think he's going to be like some sort of engineer or something when he's older, because he's now multiplying big exponents together. And I have been dabbling in exploring churches in my area, have not found the right one to go to yet. It's all about alignment again and figuring out how I see myself. And what else? I'm trying to carve time for myself. So I took time to go to the spa, like one evening before bed. And I just soaked for like maybe 2 or 3 hours. I even fell asleep and took a nap at the spa because I was like, this is nice. I don't have any kids around me. Well, I learned to let go, and this is all new practice for me. But self-improvement is a really huge part of my existence. I feel like there's nothing too small to learn. Like if I wanted to find out something small, some like maybe like a recipe to make cookies, right? So I just use ChatGPT. I like ChatGPT because it takes down all the time it takes to research everything. and it pulls everything for me. So then I don't have to stress out so much. So I've been learning about AI. I actually invested in a number of mentorship and iconic platforms so I can get my voice heard more. So I didn't know what I'm doing, but I'm just like, this sounds good. I'm going to try it and go for it. And it's all about trial and error. Anyway, you're going to try things that work, figure out what doesn't work in the business. And I feel like me, I'm so busy right now. I want to carve time so I can do water demonstrations too. So I have a setup in my kitchen, and I'm going to be putting that on my calendar for early December again, so I can have people in and experience a water demonstration firsthand. Eventually I see myself out in the community with a tent and just sharing the water with everybody freely. So right now, yeah, in a nutshell, I have a lot going on. I want to do one thing well. So I have that in my sights, and I keep on holding on to that vision. The one thing I want to do well is the water. And I know that, and I know that's my soul's mission because it's rooted in sustainability, and it stops people from creating abundance of plastic waste on the planet by eliminating single-use plastic water bottles. That to me is huge. And not only that, with the filtration, we also add another layer of protection against all of those chemicals coming through our tap, especially in municipal tap water. It's atrocious and appalling to see all these things coming through our tap water every day. That's a whole other class that I'd like to host in the future. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you for sharing that all with us. You're inspiring, and just the way you show up and shared all that is like not one moment did it sound like it was too much for you. It's just you love it all, so you're able to do it all. So it's just really inspiring, Leah. So thank you so much for joining up here. High fives to you. So proud of you. That was an epic call.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll be hosting another in the coming months, I don't know when, but I love you all too. And I don't know the timelines because I can't see my clock or anything. So, do we have a set time for calls? I'm curious.
It's normally an hour, but if you guys, if no one else wants to come out, we can just end it. And
Yeah, I'm all about sharing. I love it. I live for the shares mostly. All of you inspire me too,
I'll say something else. I was trying to get my dogs out the door. I had to go get my kids. Can you hear me? Trying to drive.
I can hear you, Wendy. And thank you for
Okay.
sharing your voice.
Well, I bought the water machine. It took a while to do it because honestly, counter space is an issue at my house. That was the biggest issue. I still miss my counter space, but I'm glad to have the water. What was I going to say though? Oh, when I signed up for everything, it was so overwhelming. And she said that earlier, and that really resonated with me because that turned me away a little bit. It's like, oh, well, I'm not ready for all that. And then learning that whole water demo is overwhelming too, because I think I'm a smart person, but this has never made me doubt my my learning abilities. It's overwhelming a lot. So I think listening to others like today has helped me know that I'm not the only one that feels completely overwhelmed getting into it. And
Amazing, Wendy.
I'm going to make myself first start with the calls, get used to the lingo, get used to, the whole water world, because it's a whole different world. And then it's really hard to talk to people because they don't understand. They don't know yet. And it took me being sick to look for this water. What are the rich people doing? What are the other countries doing? What are the other people doing? Because I just want to feel better. And that's kind of what led me here. So I'm really hoping that, I've done a lot of things, addressing my methylation issues, addressing my toxicities and my deficiencies. And I was completely bedridden there for a long time.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to get my energy back so that I can be my own boss and own a business or two, So I'm hoping this water is going to be the tipping point that takes the rest of it off of my plate, or at least another layer of the onion off of me. You could say like it's it's several things. It's not a one thing holding me down, keeping me drained, making me feel nauseous or giving me pain. It's a bunch of things. And some of those will never go away, but if the water can lift gut issues, I don't know, all kinds of things. If they could just lift a little bit, I would be oh so grateful. And that's kind of what I want to say. So knowing that someone else felt completely overwhelmed by just all the info that came with actually buying the machine, that made me feel a little bit better too. And to know that other people are so willing to openly share their struggles, I appreciate that. That helps me a lot. Feel a little more like I'm in the right place. That's all. Does that make sense?
That's so heartwarming, Wendy. Thank you very much for your share. It's golden to me because I feel like if we don't connect over our struggles, we don't deepen our relationships.
Exactly. Well, thank you for letting me speak. And I haven't figured out how to write. I see people writing. I haven't figured out how to do that, like messages or comments or something. But I will figure it out. It's all new to me. So
Sure.
but thanks again. I can't really hit the mute button right now. I'm on a country road.
I got you. This has been an epic experience. I love hosting. I love just being in the spaces when we get together. Because it fills me up. We talk about filling our cups a lot, and this is exactly what it does. It's community, and we get to grow the community based on a cellular level. It's like that's the root of who we are. We're made of trillions of cells. We get to hydrate on that level. Like what? Where have these people been my whole life? For real. Yeah. So,
I'll come out again real quick since we have time.
yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I wanted to say that speaking to Wendy and just everyone, like I was really overwhelmed by the group chats and just all the things. It was like so much to just comprehend. And I think it's like an initiation, and it is really a spiritual process and like each of us has our own things we have to deal with. So it's like, manifests in different ways. But I think there's no way for anyone to explain that either. Like, before I joined, there was no way someone could tell me what I was going to go through. So yeah, I just wanted to say, yes, it's been a struggle for me too. It's a struggle and it's an unfolding, and it's definitely can be really overwhelming when you first get exposed to like this whole world. It's like a whole nother world, and it's like, I don't know, being born again or something. So yeah, I just wanted to validate that and say, yep, it's overwhelming and there's a lot to unpack and unfold. And every single person, we all come to this experience with our own like things inside of us that we need to deal with and look at and heal in order to like become our highest self, or something like that. So just wanted to respond to that.
Yes. I love everyone sharing their voice. So amazing. I mean, we have a global multi-million-dollar business, right? There's a learning curve for sure, and that's something that we get to do. And it's an amazing process, right? Who knew we were investing in the personal growth of this, right? What a bonus.
That's the magic of the water too, because when you say yes to the water, you say yes to yourself, everything changes. It's really wild. It's like we are a caterpillar and a chrysalis, right? And then we become a butterfly afterwards because we're constantly evolving and growing and changing. And these spaces are there because we get to find out which ones we resonate with. And that's why I kind of feel like there's so much, it's so overwhelming all like together. I really have to like feel my way through and navigate my way through the spaces because I'm like, where do I want to show up in those spaces? How do I want to show up? And I really take time for that and slow down my rapid mouse-like behavior, scurrying to and fro. And really being intentional. And so I got involved in this mom group that helps with rage, because we all have this anger that comes out sometimes. So we're going to be burning the rage on a wheel this week. I'm so excited to do that. But it's like we get to like peeling an onion, like you said, Wendy. It's the exact analogy when I see it as, because we are that. We get to peel away these different layers of ourselves, be more intentional, and be receptive to the people that may resonate with our messages going out, because it's all frequency, it's all energy, right?
Yes. Can I say something?
Yes, you can, Silly. Thank you.
First of all, congratulations, Leah, for running your first call. It's really inspiring, really beautiful. I knew you were going to show up 110%.
Thank you.
It has been incredible to watch your journey. And I just want you to know, like, the fact that Wendy spoke today is such a testament to you, Leah. Like, it's so friggin' beautiful to see one woman inspire another woman, and it's just like, you said there was going to be tears, so I am just in awe of every single one of you. And our struggles are our strengths, because we support each other, and I went to an all women's college. I know about women supporting each other, but this group, this evolution era, is at a whole level of its own. And the more you engage and tap into it, the more you get and the more you can give back. And it's just really beautiful. So thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Destiny. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you, Ariel. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, Charisha. Thank you, Jamie Lynn. Thank you, Sandy. And Alara, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. So, mwah.
Absolutely beautiful share, Celia. Thank you. Yeah, I love that the water has helped us unveil our authenticity, and it does this magic in its own time, right? It's not like we have to be ready for this, that, or the other. I wasn't ready at all to like show up about the water, but I started blabbing about it right away because I was like, you know what? I got this magic in my house. I'm gonna start opening the door right now. I didn't skip a beat. I started sharing immediately. And it was just like I hosted my very first 21-day hydration alignment challenge within like weeks or maybe a month and a half. I don't remember when it was, in my community, and I had 3 people show up. I had 3 people in my neighborhood show up to it, and I was just so happy, And I had 2 people, like one gal was on the fence and one person said yes. So I was like, this is so nice. I don't have to do a lot. I just have to be present, be intentional, and do the thing. And you bypass the brain by just doing, because you just get to lead with your heart. I think that's the most important thing. So I'm really thankful to be part of Evolution Era. I just have to say, it was more or less a curiosity for me to reach out to Cassandra in the first place. And then it was kind of like I was at a desperate moment. I needed the water really badly. I needed that molecular hydrogen for cellular protection. And I knew that by just instinct. And I didn't have to ask her a lot of questions about it. I already knew, like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I also didn't get just the K8. I also got an Anespa. And the Anespa was a game changer for my son's eczema. He doesn't have it anymore. It's gone. I don't have any more scalp itching. I have no more issues with my skin either. So I really truly believe in these products. I love them so much. And just the vision that Mr. and Mrs. Oshiro hold for the entire globe is something I've never witnessed before, but I could feel it. It was very tangible. And that has a ripple effect. And I can see that in the community of Enagic. That's why it's so big, right? And it keeps growing and people keep coming because they get to know what this actually feels like and implementing something completely different, right? And what other product on the planet can replace over 100 uses in your home, you know? Like, that in itself is crazy, and I love it. So I'm going to open up the mic to you, Destiny. And again, thank you to each and every one of you for coming to this team call today. I'm just floored and honored in all sorts of ways. And I really, truly love people. So I'm glad that was felt. So if anybody ever needs a hug when I'm in person, please come see me. I love hugging.
She gives good hugs. We were all lucky to get one in San Diego, and make sure you make it to come the next convention so you can hug Leah.
Do you know where the next convention is going to be held yet? I hear rumors about where it might be.
There's rumors, but no one's announced it yet.
Oh, okay. I won't say anything then.
Get your miles ready. Amazing, you guys. Thank you. This is going to be loaded in our platform under the vault of the live recordings. And Leah is going to also upload this to our YouTube channel, and she'll share that link. And
I'm excited too.
and if anyone feels called to share their voice, reach out to you know, your direct upline, your up 6A, myself, Annie, anybody, and we can get you on for what's looking like a December or January call. And if you feel like coming out of your shell and doing this, it's just an incredible activation. We've seen a lot of momentum happen just from the energetics of hosting a call, and it can be about anything, you know, it can be whatever your passion is. So just know that it doesn't have to be about water or business, because everything's intertwined, and you have something to share. You are a boss and a whiz at something, multiple things in your life that we can all benefit from.
Thank you.
All right.
Destiny.
Thank you, Leah, and I hope
Yeah.
everyone has a great day.
You as well. Bye, everyone. Mwah.